Hi, welcome to DVCOM Technology. My name is Seshu and I'm part of DVCOM support and training team. And today I'm going to give you the brief overview about DrayTek Vigor 2866 router. Let's go and see what's the today's agenda. The first one is that I'm going to give you the brief overview about device specifications. Like what are the interfaces are there, how many LAN interfaces, how many WAN interface, and what are the additional specifications that we are going to talk about it. Then after that, I'm going to show it to you how to upgrade the latest firmware. So where to download this firmware. For example, if you are new to DrayTek, and exactly where to download the latest firmware and how you are going to upgrade the latest firmware. Then after that, before you are going to start your lab, you need to make sure that then you need to design your lab topology properly so that you are able to do your lab properly. Otherwise, what will happen without getting the proper information from the customer or without proper design, if you are going to do any lab, then mostly you are going to end up with a lot of issues. That's why it's always recommends that first design your lab topology, then after that you can proceed for the lab. This is the best practice always. Then after that, basic configuration of the device, like how to access the device, what are the things you need to consider, how to change the date and time according to your region, and what are the things you need to change according to your requirement, the basic stuff that you need to consider. Then after that, once you finish your lab, then we are going to take the backup, because backup is always important. So whenever you lose the configurations or if you reset the device, and again you can, if you have a backup, you can restore that configuration. So that's a benefit for you. Then finally we are going to do the testing. Let's don't waste the time and let's go and have a look exactly what are the things that I'm going to do it right now. So the first one is that device specifications. But again, if you were just see here, the device specifications means by seeing this router, I can see that there is a WAN port. You can see guys, this is your WAN port and this is connecting to your directly to your service provider. And this is just Ethernet port guys. So basically if you have a like a IP address that you are getting from your service provider via DHCP, or if you are going to get the PPPoE connection, or if you want to assign the static or static IP address, then you can directly connect to your service provider by using Ethernet port. And these P1 to P5, these are the dedicatedly the LAN ports guys. That's the beauty of that. And this is your DSL. In case still you are using the ADSL or DSL connection, yes, you can go and connect it. So this is backward compatibility guys. And if you see here these two ports, what is the purpose of this? That's correct. So the ST ports we are going to use guys, in case if you are going to connect the USB based your 3G or 4G network, you can directly connect it. You can connect the dongle, I can insert the SIM card, and you can just use it for your internet purpose. You get my point. In case if you don't have a internet connection through your DHCP or PPPoE or static, there you cannot able to pull the internet cables, then simply you can use the USB based 3G or 4G LTE modems. You can connect directly here, so that you can connect up to 2 connections guys. And again, if you see here, in case if I want to reset the device, yes, I can go and reset it. And again you can see here there is couple of indications are there. It will show it to you in case if you enable 2.4G or 5G or the USB, if you connect it, then it's going to show it to you guys. That's the beauty of the DrayTek. So that's what you can able to see it each and everything. And this is related to your WPS guys. That is for wireless LAN, that is related to the WPS. And again this DSL, especially some countries, still they are going with the internet connection through your telephone lines. So those people, they are going to use the DSL or ADSL or VDSL, and all these things is going to support on this port. So that's the beauty of Vigor 2866AX, I'm sorry for it. So now what I'm going to do now, I just want to go through the data sheet. Then after that we can get more information about it, because I just want to show it to you exactly this 2866AX, how many users it's going to support, which is the recommended customers. So because this is what everybody is trying to ask me guys, in case if I want to go with 2866, what is the maximum users that it's going to support. So for all this, and how many VLANs I can create it, does it support VLANs or not, does it support your DrayDNS or not, does it support VPNs or not, in case if it's going to support VPNs, how many VPNs I'm going to configure it, can I do the port forwarding, can I configure the DMZ port. There's a lot of questions that people trying to ask you guys. So that to avoid all this confuse, especially when the customer has a multiple requirement, you always the best practice to have a look on the data sheet so that you will get a complete idea. Let's go and access the data sheet, guys. So I just open the browser, let's see here, and type here www.draytek.com. Then you can directly jump in here, and you can see here there is a products. From the products you can see there is a routers, access points, switches. In case if you want any software tools, you can directly go through it and you can see it, the specifications of each and every product. So now I'm just going to the Vigor2866 series. Let's click on this, and you can see here this 2866, it comes with the different models, guys. This is what you need to understand. By the way, if you see here, there is a 2866AX and 2866AC and 2866VAC. So guys, keep in your mind, V is indicating that it's a voice. So whenever you see here some of the models, just go here, and you can see here some of the models, it's going to, which is coming with the phone 1 and phone 2. In case if you want to connect to the voice, then you can directly connect your IP phones. I mean, sorry, analog phones, you can directly connect it. That's why here the DrayTek is very smart, guys. That's why they mention very clearly that two FXS ports. So these are the two FXS ports. So this is your port number 1 and this is your port number 2. In case if you want to connect that, you can connect it. But right now in my lab, I am talking about AX model. It's not a VAC model, guys. So keep in your mind. So whenever you are going to place the order, on which router you want it, you should be sure about it, what is the router you are looking for. Why? Because this 2866 is going to comes with the multiple models. That's why you need to know what are the models which comes with that. So the first one is that, which is AX, second one is that AC, and third one is that VAC. So the AX is nothing but which is going to be support the latest technology of Wi-Fi, guys. So the same router which is going to act as a access point. So that's why in case if you have a small and medium business and you don't want to keep any access points in your network, then the same router which is going to act as an access point and router. So that's the beauty of that. And again, if you go through the specifications, guys, these are the very important to understand the specifications, so that you can see here the internet connection. So internet connection which is going to support the DHCP, MPoE, PPPoE, PPPoE, PPTP, LLTP, L2TP, static IP, this all it's going to support. And good thing is that in case if you have a IPv6, it's going to support it as well. And also it's going to do the load balancing also, guys. And it supports the failovers. And it's going to support 802.1q. You can multiple VLANs, you can tag it. That's really beautiful stuff, guys. Because you know, in one single router, it has a more features. Yeah, that's the beauty of the DrayTek. And again, it's going to support the dynamic DNS, and it support by default. You are going to get the DrayDNS, which is comes by default. It's totally free. You don't need to pay for anything. And again, you can see here there is a fixed LAN ports. As I told you, it's a 5 ports. So guys, here the advantage is that, for example, let's say you have a small customer and they are hardly 3 to 4 users. So simply what you can do, guys, initially what exactly we are going to do, we will take the old setup. What we will do, guys, simply we are going to take a router. That router is going to connecting to the internet. That from the router we are going to connecting to one switch, right, guys? From that switch we are going to connect all our devices, PC1, PC2, or printer. You get my point, guys? Any device. So you are going to connect like this. So to avoid this, the DrayTek has come up with a very nice and beautiful solution, guys. See here, the good thing is that if you go with this router, by default there is a 5 ports are dedicatedly the LAN port, so that I can simply connect here my PCs here, PC1, PC2, right? I can connect it. At the same time, I can connect to the internet as well. right guys? In case if I find some challenges with the internet, I just take it, even I can support 3G or 4G this router. I can just buy the dongle, USB dongle, and I can connect it directly and I can configure it. So that's the behind this one, guys. That's why if you see here, and also one more interesting thing, it supports a Wi-Fi also. So you don't require any additional access points. So simply you can just configure your 2.4 radio on 5 gigahertz radio. You can just configure it so that if the users, if they're trying to connect with the Wi-Fi, they can connect it. So you don't require any additional access points. In case if you want to connect directly, you can connect it as well. Those are the so many beautiful features that it's going to support the DrayTek router, guys. And again, let's go here. What are the some other things that we want to understand? And here, who is the targeted people? Because this is what most of the people trying to ask me. So the targeted people is that the recommended for, see here the DrayTek mentioned that it's for 30 clients. See here. So if you have a below 30 users, yes, this is the best router for you guys. So 2866 AX is the best router for you if you have a below 30 users. So it's always recommends for that. So that's why some people, what they do, if you don't see the specifications and you are going to suggest your customers, maybe customer has 100 users. So we have a different models which is going to fit for your requirement. But this router which is going to fit, if you have a below 30 users, obviously you can go for this router and you will get all the features. So this is what the overview, and this is what the specifications of Vigor 2866 AX router. So now let's go and access this router, guys. So from where I have to access? This is what my question. So it's very simple, guys. By default, as I mentioned to you, there is a P1 to P5. I have a 5 ports are there, right? These are the LAN ports. So I can connect my PC anywhere. I can connect on P1 or P2 or P3 or P4 or P5. So right now I have connected on this P5. This is my laptop which is connected on port number 5. Now by default in the DrayTek router, the DHCP enabled for the LAN network. So which is 192.168.1.0/24. This is my LAN network, and the DHCP is enabled for this network, and the default IP address is 192.168.1.1. So this is the default IP address for your DrayTek router. If you go with any DrayTek router, guys, by default the IP address is 192.168.1.1, which is /24 mask, and the DHCP is enabled for this network, so that whenever you connect any device, by default you are going to get the IP address from this network. And the default username is admin, and the default password is admin. That's it. So this is the default, guys. So in case if you are finding some challenges, maybe you are not able to access the device, might be this device is configured with someone else, or in case if you want to reset it, you can just take a paper clip and directly just keep it here for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, guys. Then automatically the lights will start blinking, then you can leave it, then automatically the router will go to the reset. So that is your factory reset. So it's the easiest way to do it, guys. So there is nothing to worry. So quickly what I'm going to do now, let's go and connect it first. So I have already connected, and I just want to check whether my network interface is enabled or not. So that's what I want to do it, guys. So just you can see here my network interface is right now is disabled. So right click and say enable it. So there you go. Once it's enabled, you can just double click on this and click on the details, and you can see here 192.168.1.10. that is the IP address which I got it from my DHCP server. Then who is the DHCP server? Which is 192.168.1.1, which is my DrayTek router. So now I'm going to access it. But before that, I just want to disable the Wi-Fi, guys. I don't want to use the Wi-Fi. All right. So now, before I'm going to access, I just want to do some basic verification, guys. Just open the command prompt, type cmd, then you can see here ping 192.168.1.1, Now I have a successful reachability. Then after that, open the browser. Then type the IP address is 192.168.1.1. Now you can see here that you are going to access it. Alright. So it's going to prompt you for the username and password. The username is admin. The password is admin. Then after that, click login. So whenever you log in at first time, that you are going to get a warning. The warning is saying that your router is still set to default password. You should change via the system maintenance menu. So I need to go in case if I want to change the password. It's always recommends guys, don't keep the default password because everybody knows that the default password is admin. So it's a security threat for you. So it's always recommends that change the password the moment when you log in at first time. But here in this lab, I don't want to change it because I like to use it, the default password, but I'm going to show it to you where to change and all. Okay, let's go and do that. So first of all, whenever you log in at first time, let's just increase the, just zoom in. You can see here, you can able to see the nice dashboard guys. And you can see here even the light indications. You can see the LED indications. Let's take my pen and highlight it for you. You can see here the LED indications. And it's saying that the 2.4 and 5 GHz is already active. But my doubt is that I didn't configure it, but how it, by default, there is a default SSID is configured for 2.4 and 5 GHz. By default, it's there guys. So in case if you want to change according to your requirement, you can do that as well. That's not a problem. And also my PC, you see here, it's connected with port number 5 and it's showing as a green color. So the green color is indicating that I have connected with 1 gig guys. In case if my laptop is connected and I'm sure it's showing like an orange color. So which means either it can be a 10 by 100. It can be a 10 Mbps or 100 Mbps. And also you can see here the Vigor, the model it's showing that Vigor2866AX and the time, and it's showing that which firmware version guys is the latest firmware. Thanks to DrayTek guys, it has a lot of features. Yeah, and what's the name that you configured, and you can see the date and time, and you can see the LAN MAC address. And keep in your mind guys, sometimes whenever the support team, because from DVCOM it's a huge DrayTek support team is there guys in DVCOM. So whenever you just open a ticket, sometimes we may ask you, can you please provide your MAC address of your device. So make sure that where to get this MAC address, this is the place you are going to get it. And also you can see here by default the LAN interface is there. And what's the IP address guys? 192.168.1.1. In my upcoming videos, I'll show it you how to configure all these interfaces guys. Nothing to worry about it. Then after that, you can just go here in the down. You can see it here. In case if you configure the WAN, you can able to see the WAN interface as well. And you can see the CPU utilization and all this information you can able to get it from here. So the moment when you log in at first time, I always recommend that you can see on the top left corner, auto logout is there, make it off. In case if you want to use IPv6 guys, just click on that. But definitely I'm going to do one video for IPv6, but right now I'm not doing that. But definitely I'm going to do it IPv6. Then you can see here, make it off. Then after that, so that you can avoid the logout, sudden logout issues guys. And just go to the system maintenance. Then you can see here there is a nice options are there. System status, TR69, net flow, administrator password. So here is the place that you are going to change your password. So just mention your old password, which is admin, and enter your new passwords as well guys. And in case if you want to integrate with OTP and all, yes, you can able to do it that one as well. But I don't want to do all these things now at the moment. And in case if you want to reboot the router, and good thing is that you no need to do a hard reset every time guys. So for example, some of your engineer, he configured something, but you are not able to understand what he has done, and he messed up the complete router. So simply, if you know the password, you just log in, go to the system maintenance, go to the reboot system. Then after that, you can see here using factory default configuration. Keep in your mind guys. So this is your soft reset. You no need to do a hard reset. Hard reset means you can see there is a reset button over there. Just take the paper clip and hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. Then automatically the router gets reset. So that is like a hard reset. I don't want to do that. Then if you want to do a soft reset, yes, this is the place where you can come and do the soft reset. Then after that, the next one that I want to show it to you, there is very important time and date. Just go to the time and date. Now you can see guys, by default the time zone is selected as a Dublin, but I belongs to Dubai, so I don't want to select as a Dublin, right? So why we need to do this guys? The important thing is that whenever I want to troubleshoot it, if I want to see the logs, in case if you don't have a proper date and time, the logs will show it to you the wrong date and time. This is very bad. So that I cannot able to understand it, because whenever you download the logs and you send it to me, I can see the different date and time. Then I cannot able to figure it out on exactly on what time the customer is finding the issue. So it's always recommends that keep the right date and time. That's always important. Let's go and do that. So I belongs to Dubai. So I need to select. Which one I need to select? Abu Dhabi, Muscat. Select it and say OK. But before I'm going to click OK, you see here, the date and time is going to sync from where guys? From my primary NTP server. But you need to tell me, buddy, I didn't connect to the internet, but how I can reach to this server? So that's what guys, I'm saying that once you connect to the internet, and it's going to get the proper date and time. So in some customers, they will tell you, no, we don't want to sync with the pool.ntp.org because we don't feel it's a secured server. Okay, no problem. In that case, you can give me your NTP server which is sitting inside your office, so that I can specify that. Let's say I have 1.100. This is my NTP. Yes, go ahead guys. You can just go and type that IP address here. There is no problem for it. So that your router is going to reach 192.168.1.100 and it's going to get it's automatically synced with the NTP. You get my point guys? So that's very, very important. So if the customer asking you, like I have my own NTP, yes, you can go and specify it there. Thank you. So the next one is that I just want to say, okay. So whenever I click OK, you can see here guys, there is no change still. Yeah, don't worry about it guys. Yeah, this is what. And also if you want to upgrade the firmware, you can see here, there is a current firmware version is 4.4.1 STD. And once you get the internet connection, then you just click on the latest firmware. Once you click on this button, it's automatically contact the DrayTek FTP server, and from there it's going to find it out which is the latest firmware which is belongs to 2866 router. Yeah. In case if you download it manually, but again, hold on. Where I can go and download the DrayTek firmware? This is what my question. So it's very simple and straightforward guys. You can go to the DrayTek website. Here you go. Then after that go to the support and you can see there is a downloads. Inside that there is the latest firmwares, or else you can go to the DrayTek FTP. If you go to the latest firmware, just click on that. Then you can see here if you have internet connection, yes, it's going there. Did you remember that? I have disabled my Wi-Fi. That's why I am not able to do it. Man, what is this? For every time you are saying that the internet is not connected, go and do it, buddy. Why you are taking so much time? That's fine. Now I just go and connect the internet, guys. I don't want to wait for so much time. Let's go and do that. But before I'm going to connect my internet connection, guys, I just want to show it to you something here. What is that? Go to my dashboard, and here there is a WAN 2 is there. Right guys, WAN 2. So now I am going to connect the internet connection on WAN 2. So this is the WAN 2. So who is the WAN 1? The WAN 1 is nothing but this guy guys, that DSL port is there. If you see here, let's take my pen and highlight it for you. So the WAN 1 is this guy. This is the WAN 1. And this guy is WAN 2. So right now I am in Dubai. So in Dubai, I can get directly the broadband connection guys via PPPoE or static or dynamic, so that I can use this port. I don't use this port. Anyway, thanks to the DrayTek guys, if some countries, if they want it, yes, you can go for it. There's no problem for it. So let's go and do that. So before I'm going to configure that, I just want to show you some other things here. If you go to the WAN 2 and notice guys, something is very interesting here. You see here? By default, all these ports is fall under load balancing. So in case the remaining 2 ports, USB ports are there. In case if you connect with the dongle and it has internet, though also part of your load balancing pool. So in case the first internet is this is your first connection and this is your second, and this is your third. Okay guys, so the advantage is that in case the first connection is down, then the traffic will go through second. In case the second is done, the traffic will go through third. And again, if you want to see the aggregation, that time you can see here by default it supports IP based. You just select the session based so that they aggregate together and the traffic is going to divide as a multiple sessions. It will pass through it so that you will get the result from internet is very quick and fast. If you want to do that, yes, you can go for and do it. And one more thing is that before I'm going to configure on WAN 2, actually I want to show it to you. Something is very interesting, guys. Nowadays the service provider, what he is doing, he is providing you, not for commercials guys, he is providing for home users. Because in case in Dubai, if you apply the internet connection for home based, so you need to go here and you need to specify the VLAN tag here. By default, this VLAN tag is disabled. This is the time, every time when I'm sitting for DrayTek tag support, I'm getting a calls. Man, whenever I connected the service provider router, that I'm getting the internet without any issues. But when I connect the DrayTek, I'm not getting. So simply I can tell you, sir, check what is the VLAN tag, and you can just add it in your DrayTek router. There you go. Then you can get your internet connection. That time simply what this guy is going to do, guys, it's very simple and straightforward. They just disable, they just say enable it and specify the VLAN tag here. So keep in your mind, guys, if anybody forget this, and you can do it. And in case if you want to disable or enable this port, you can do it. What a beauty, guys. Everything you can do it through your graphical user interface. You no need to know what are the commands you need to type and all. You no need to memorize it. If you have a basic idea about networking, you know how the DrayTek, how the routers and switches is going to function, that is fine for you guys. By seeing these options, you can see here, you can able to configure it by yourself without anybody's support. Yeah, thanks to DrayTek, guys. Right, now let's keep going now. Then click on the internet access. Then after that, I want to configure the WAN 2 and click on the details page. So if you see here, the details page, there is a PPPoE. So by default, it's disabled. By default, it's selected as a static or dynamic. So in case, if your service provider is provided for you, static IP address. So simply what you have to do, you need to select this. And they are going to provide for you IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and preferred DNS and alternate DNS. You can specify it, guys. There is no problem for it. All right. So in case your service provider said that, no, once you connect this cable, it's automatically get internet. So by default, it's selected as obtain an IP address automatically. Keep in your mind, guys. So which means automatically your DrayTek router is going to get the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway from your service provider. Why? Because you keep it as a DHCP mode. So your DrayTek router is going to act as DHCP client and your service provider is going to act as a DHCP server. So you nothing to worry. All right, guys. So that's very, very important. Let's say in case if you want to configure PPPoE, make sure that your service provider is going to provide to you username and password. And make sure that don't do any changes here, guys. It's always important not to do any changes. And after that, there is a PPTP, which is point-to-point tunneling protocol, or L2TP, which is layer 2 tunneling protocol. In case if it's IPv6, by default, it's an offline. So you can go and select it, what type of connection it is. Anyway, I don't want to go for it, guys. I simply go with static or dynamic. But again, you can click OK. Then after that, you just wait, guys, because I don't want to reboot this router at the moment. Because since, whenever you do the changes, because this is what I'm trying to show it to you guys, keep in your mind, always in the DrayTek, whenever you do some changes, then it automatically goes for reboot. Don't feel bad about it. Why? Because this is one of the interesting feature, guys. Why? Because it's going to clear all the ARP entries. That's important. So whatever ARP entries are there in the DrayTek memory, it's going to erase it. Everything is clear. Then freshly, it's going to maintain all ARP entries. You get my point? Sometimes whenever you are going to troubleshoot your network, what we are going to do, guys, we always check the ARP entries, right? So in the DrayTek, the good thing is that it's going to erase all your ARP entries. All right? So now that's the beauty of that. and always it will be like a refresh mode. You can say that it's going for refresh and it will come back again. So I'm going to simply say, okay, now the router is going to get the reboot and it's going to comes back. And it's selected as a 40 seconds. In between, what I'm going to do, I just go and connect it to internet. But before that, I want to tell you one important thing, guys. Before I'm going to connect to the internet, I just want to tell you some secret here. Yeah, let's go and have a look. So this WAN port, guys, actually in my home, I have a one more router, which is provided by my service provider here. So my service provider is a DO. Okay, that DO router is connected to the internet actually. Okay, guys, and this is this DO router. It has a WAN port and it has a LAN port. So the LAN port, what I did, I configured 192.168.254. Let's say I configured 1/24. Okay, guys, this is the network I configured for my internal network, and I enable the DHCP for this. Okay, guys. So now whenever I connect this port directly to my DO router, from there I am going to get one IP address from the same subnet. So my IP address can be 192.168.254.x. So this X can be any number, guys, between 2 to 254. Okay, guys. Already one I configured in my DrayTek router, I mean my DO router, and which is provided by my service provider, and from there I'm getting the internet, guys. All right, so now my PC is connected here. Okay, guys, so this is what you need to understand. That's why don't ask me whenever I get the internet connection, Zeshu, what is this, man? You got the private IP, why you didn't get the public IP? I'm sorry, guys, I didn't connect directly to the internet. Due to this, I got this IP address. All right, thank you, guys. Let's go on see it now. And before it comes up, I just want to go and connected this, the WAN router, I mean the WAN interface on port number 2. I'm going to connect it, guys, and you can able to hear this sound. Yeah, I'm going to connect now. See, I have connected successfully. Wow, I can see the light indications there. Let's move back again. Meanwhile, my router has come back, guys. Let's go and check it now. Wow, it come back, guys. Thank you, DrayTek. Now you can go here, admin, then after that say login. Okay, say okay, guys, that's fine. I don't want to save this password. Now you can, guys, can see here what's the IP address I got it, which is this, which is 192.168.254.118. But I have a question here. Is there any chance that I can see the routing table? Why should I see the routing table, guys? The important thing is that whenever you get the IP address from the DHCP server, which means my service provider, let's say that my service provider has given the DHCP pool. They have given me DHCP IP address. Along with the IP address, they are going to inject the default route. Okay, guys, they are going to inject the default route. Keep in your mind, this is my service provider. I'm not saying that this is a DO router or something. I'm not saying anything. So imagine that my WAN 2 is connected directly to my service provider. Okay, guys, this is my service provider. All right. So the service provider is acting as a DHCP server. And my router, the DrayTek router, is acting as DHCP client. Okay, that is the reason I got this IP from my service provider. Now what I told you, whenever my service provider, whenever he send it to me the IP address, along with that he is going to inject a default route. So default route is nothing but which is 0.0.0/0.0.0. Okay, guys, this is the default route. Why they send it to me? Because whenever I want to access any website, because my DrayTek router cannot maintain the routing table for all in Facebook, YouTube, millions of websites are there. I cannot maintain the routes for each and every website. So simply what I will do, the service provider, he will send one default route and he will pointing to his gateway, and he will tell you your next stop is mine, which is 192.168.254.1. Any traffic it wants to go internet, please send it to me. I will send this information to internet. Don't worry about it. You get my point, guys? So that is the reason most of the time you are going to get the default route from service provider. So now I want to see where is the routing table, where I can go and see it. So it's very simple, guys. Just go to the diagnostics. Then after that you can see here there is a routing table. And this is my routing table. Thanks to the DrayTek, guys. It's very clear. See, you see here star. The star is indicating that it's a default route. And it's saying that if you want to go for any network, any mask, and you can go via 192.168.254.1, which is my next stop. This is for my service provider gateway. Then my internal LAN 1, which is connected 192.168.1 network. And this is my service provider network. Hope everybody is clear, guys. This is very important to understand. And what is this, by the way? The C is nothing but connected networks. S is nothing but static routes. And R is nothing but RIP, routing information protocol. It's a dynamic routing protocol, guys. Wow, I love BGP a lot. The BGP protocol also there. Okay, guys. So this is what I can able to see it. In case if you want to see the routing table for IPv6, there you go. FE80, FF00, you get my point, guys. Yeah, these are the things that you can able to see it. So now the next thing is that now I want to test. Am I getting the internet now? Are you sure? I want to confirm that, man. How? For that, what you can do, guys, you can see here in the diagnostics, there is a ping diagnosis is there. Click on that. And here I want to test as IPv4 and source IP, I just put it as a, auto. Okay, guys. Then are you clear, guys? This is very important. From here, I am trying to get the internet. Let's go and check it. 4.2.2. Click run, say OK, and wait for 10 seconds. Then after that, you can see there is a reply. Boom. Still not, sorry, guys, still not yet come. Just wait now. So it's going to come. See here. It's sent and information, it got it. So that you can able to see it whether your router is connected to the internet or not. Okay, this is good, man. But now you remember that the date and time. Let's go to the dashboard. And here, what is this? June 21, 2022. Oh, all right. Okay, this is the build date, guys. Then what is today's date? The today's date is Thursday, March 16, 2023, 9:42. Yes, it's absolutely right. Yeah, and my router is up and running from past 7:27. Okay, guys. So thank you, DrayTek, guys. You get my point. You just go here on the system maintenance, because what I did here, I have selected the time and date is this pool.ntp.org. That's why it got the right date and time. Okay, guys. So that's the DrayTek, guys. Thank you so much for the DrayTek. Okay, now let's go and see what is my topology. What is my plan of action? So my plan of action is very simple, guys. I don't want to use the default network. So by default, my PC is connected here, right? My PC is connected, and by default, all these LAN ports are belongs to the same network, which is 192.168.1.0, which is /24, right? But I don't want to use this network. I want to change it. Then simply, what network you want to change? I want to change 192.168. Let's say 10.0 network. And I want to give the IP address as 192.168.10.1. That's the IP address. And same time, I want to enable the DHCP. Okay, guys. And before you are going to enable the DHCP in the DrayTek, you need to understand one important thing, guys. Always the DHCP is going to ask you from where you want to start the DHCP pool. Let's say I want to start the DHCP pool from 192.168.10.20 to 192.168.10.254. So this is my range for the DHCP pool. But immediately I just want to ask you, man, where is the 10.1 to 10.19? So it's a simple, guys. These are the reserved IP addresses. These are the reserved IPs. Why did you reserve, buddy? The reservation, why you did that? Because the important thing is that in case some of my managers or some of the printers or some of the servers in my network, we cannot assign the DHCP. For example, I have a PABX, I want to connect into my network, and my DrayTek router is going to act as a DHCP. So in that scenario, I can say that, hey PABX, your IP address is 192.168.10.5. So that this is the IP address which I reserved. You understand, guys? So that whenever somebody trying to get the IP address from the DHCP pool, they don't get 10.5. They are going to start with 10.20 to 10.254. So these IP addresses are reserved. So that's a beauty. So this is my PABX. So there will be no conflict. I am so much happy, right? And let's say I just connected one more server here, right? So this server I just want to give 10.6. Let's say my friend, good friend Mr. Noman Khan is connected there 10.6. So you want to use some software which is Xcali, right? And he just want to, he said that, Seshu, I need one IP address, man. So I tell Mr. Noman, take this 10.6 and 10.1 is your gateway. All right, guys. And my best friend Mr. Joel is just connected to some other server. He connected some software PABX which is A star. So he told me I need one IP address. I said, go ahead, buddy. You can just take 10.7. As well, my Shoaib, Mr. Friend, he connected one more server. I told him just go with 10.8. So this is the way that you are going to configure the IP addresses according to your requirement. So it's always recommends that you try to keep some IP addresses. Okay, so those IP addresses we can call it as a reserved. We can exclude from the DHCP pool so that you can use those IP addresses and you can assign to any other devices. It's very important. Your time attendance mission, your door access control mission. Nowadays, whatever you see here, NVRs, all these things is required as static IP addresses. You can go and do that as well, guys. Okay, so let's move back again. So according to me, I just want to change the IP address as 192.168.10 network. Let's go and do that. Go to the LAN, click on general setup. You can see here the LAN 1 is active. So click on the details page and it's saying that what's the IP address you want to configure. I want to configure 192.168.10.1. Is it /24? Yes, it is. Then after that, you want to enable the DHCP server? Yes, man, I want to enable it. No, I have a Windows server which is acting as a DHCP. Then no problem, guys. Just click on the disable and specify that server. So now I just want to specify the IP address here. I want to start from 10.21. Okay, from 1.1 to 10.1 to 10.20 is reserved. I just need 100 IPs. I don't want more. Then I just want to give 10.1 is the gateway and the lease time is 24 hours, which is this, that's fine. And primary IP address for my DNS 4.2.2 8.8.8. All right. Then after that you can click OK, say OK. Now it's going to reboot the router. Say OK now. So this is what the router is going to get the reboot. And meanwhile, as engineers, that the mentality of the engineers, I just want to see how much time is going to take it, buddy. Don't worry. Just open the command prompt. Okay. And you can type here 192.168.10.1. All right. Okay. And one more thing is that let's go and check it, guys. In case if you are not getting the IP address from the same subnet. So what you are going to do, guys? What is the trick that you are going to follow? Yes, 1, 2, 3. Yes, you are right, guys. You need to go with ipconfig/release, ipconfig/renew. See here the beauty of DrayTek, it's already picked up, guys. Let's go check what's IP address is picked up. I just type here ipconfig and it's saying what's the IP address. Oh, who is this, guys? Oh, these are my VM nets. Okay, don't worry. And 192.168.10.21. That's the IP address which I got it from my DrayTek router. So in case if you don't get, you need to do the first thing ipconfig/release. Let me write it for you guys so that you will get some idea. Okay. So the first thing is that you need to type in the command line itself ipconfig, give space, then give /release. Then after that, the second command ipconfig/renew. Okay, guys. Whenever you do this command, then it will start the DORA process. What is DORA? Discover, offer, request, and acknowledgement. Okay guys, so this is the DHCP process which is going to start. Okay, so that's what it's going to do guys, or else this is your first step that you need to do it. This is your step number 1, and the second step is that just unplug your network cable. Unplug the network cable. Okay, unplug it back again. Simple. This is your step. Still, if you don't getting, it might be you have done some mistake in your configurations. That's it. Okay guys, so let's minimize this, and you can type here 192.168.10.1. All right, now I can able to access it. Say username is admin, password is admin. There you go. Now the second test guys. So actually, as per my discussions, the topic is that I have done my basic configuration and I need to do a backup. Okay, so why I need to do a backup, it's very important for me, right? To do the backup, just go to the system maintenance. Then after that, you can see here there is a backup you are able to do it. Okay guys, you can see here there is a configuration backup. Then you can see here there is a backup the current setting into a configuration file. Okay, protect with the password. I don't want, because in case if you put a tick mark while you are going to take the backup, it's going to ask you to provide the password. So click on backup. So here it's getting downloading. Thank you so much. It's downloaded this. Then after that I want to go for testing. So for testing, what I want to do guys, just open the command prompt. It's already open. Then here I just want to do something here. First command, ping 4.2.2. There you go. Ping www.google.com. There you go. Type ns lookup. Okay guys, I want to access google.com. There you go. See here who is resolving 4.2.2, which is my primary DNS server. Now let's go and check it here. Oh, who is this page? DrayTek page. Just refresh it. Quick, very quick. Just go to the products and click on all the routers. Then you can see guys what are the routers are there. Okay, you know that DrayTek has multiple routers according to your requirement. There is a Soho router, small office, home office routers. Okay, and these are the broadband routers in Soho, and these are the DSL or ADSL or VDSL routers. And again we have a small business routers, and we have a broadband in small business, and we have a medium sized. This is one of the best router guys, 2962 and 1000B. I really love it, and even I like it 2927 router. It has very beautiful features it has. Okay, and again if you go with high performance, is a big boy. Is having Vigor 3910, and you can connect up to 8 internet connections guys. That's the beauty of this router. And we have a VDSL or ADSL modems as well. Okay, so in case if you want to know about more about the products of DrayTek, you can just visit, or else if you are finding any challenges, you can just reach me, so that I'll help you out which router is going to suitable and what's the customer requirement. I'm there to help you out guys. Okay, so this is what the final. In case if you have any sales related inquiries, you can please drop an email, sales@datavoice.com. And if you don't know the account manager who you are handling and all, just you can drop an email. So one of the sales team, they are going to reach you. In case if you know that already the team members of DVCOM, you just send an email to them directly. They will help you out. And in case if you stuck somewhere, for the support, if you want it, just send us an email, support@datavoice.com. I hope this has been informative, and I would like to thank you for viewing.